Okay, so there is a big secret in environment side. It said if you are looking for to create an environment like exterior or interior, you have to follow one rules. It's called big, medium, small. What does it mean? It means if you need to create environment like this, okay, you have to start to add the assets that's the biggest asset in the scene, like the trees, foliage, building, or anything that's really big in the scene. After you finish this block out, you have to start to add the medium size of these assets, like the medium rocks, the medium what's called the medium walls, for example, or or even the medium trees. After you finish this, you have to start to add the smaller details, like the smaller rock, the smaller stones, until you ended up with very, very smaller details. And that's how you can reach very nice details in your environment. So basically, if you are looking for to create environment like this, so let's say I'm gonna start to add, you know what, we can start with a new level. Let me show you something very quick here. So let's say you have an empty environment. So the first thing you have to do is create the landscape to start to add your assets there. Okay. After you add your landscape, there is very nice options here for sculpting. So now you can sculpt your landscape. Don't keep it flat. So if you press shift, you can create a hole. Let's say this hole, I'm gonna add water inside. Okay. Or you need to create ramp in the back. Let's say you need to create ramp here. Oh, that's too big. So I will reduce this size to 2000. Okay. So to create a ramp, you can just drag any one of this point and then add ramps. Okay, so now I create this ramp. If I go back to sculpting now or smooth, I can just press shift or not even shift with the smooth, it works. But if you have sculpting, you can press shift. Now you can smooth the edges. Okay, so let's say you need this ramp to has flat surface on the top. So basically you can use flatten, and once you pin this, you will get this flat surface. Okay, the flat surface, it's only working when you add something has pumpy like this. So let's say I have this pumpy, so I can go back to flatten, and then let's make it flat. Okay, so once you finish sculpting your landscape, you have to start to add the foliage, or the, let's say you're gonna have the building. So add the building, and after that I will go to, let's say here, where is the trees? Mega scan. Oh, it's weird. Single back. Where? Oh yeah, a ribbon pitch here. So I will go there. Okay, so let's say you have some trees here. So I will try to get first the biggest one. So the biggest one in the forest should be this one. And let's try to, if you want to change the scale here, just press Control and scroll from mouse. You can now see the icons here. Okay, so in the forests, we should have this kind of trees. So let's say I will drag this this one also. And I think maybe that's enough. Okay. So now I will start to painting, but you see here we have too much distance. So basically you can go down here, and from the distance you can change the radius. Let's say I will add 200. It's still too close, so let's try with 900. So with 900 now you can keep the distance between each assets. Okay. Don't know what is that, but it's weird. Okay, anyway, so I will start to paint over around the areas that I'm gonna work on. Okay, and from here you have to keep this areas not flat, so just try to keep them in higher level. So in this case you have to go back here, and simply I can use the ramp. Okay, I will move them up and add ramp. So now the trees, it's on top. So now I can use the same thing here. So let's use this point to just create a ramp here. But I need to scale this. So let's say 9, 15 maybe. Yes, 15 is enough. And then add ramp. So by adding this, now we create this ramp. Okay, but if you look at the trees here, it's the Z, what's called, the rotation is not right. Okay, so this is not correct for the position. So to correct this position, so you can simply go back to volage here. Okay, and let's say I'm gonna remove this, so you can simply use erase option here. Okay, and from here also. So I will go back to paint and select this assets, and from here you have to go to align to normal and turn this off. Okay, so now when you painting, the voltage is gonna be has the correct position. Okay, so now if you put any characters here, it should be looks okay. All right, so once you finish this, you have to start with the medium assets, like the medium trees. So let's say you have the medium size of these trees, which is gonna be maybe this one. Okay, and that one too. So I will turn them on, and also it's just need to I don't know, but something is weird here. Anyway, okay, so I will just turn off.
The density is very high.
What?
Your density, so above the radius, where you change the radius to 900, I think if you pull down the density.
No, but I don't think this animation is related to intense.
No, I think it's related to WPO, word position offset in the material.
Because yeah, I think something's wrong with the material. Yeah, I feel this maybe the animation or something is wrong here. So let me try to.
I just thought my screen is lagging.
Oh, yeah, it's really weird. But anyway, we don't care now, so I'm not creating an environment, but it's just the important idea here. So yeah, as I said, you have to start to add, but here this tree, it looks big, so basically just try to paint this again. I can simply change the size, let's say 7.57, and the minimum it's 0.5. It's still big, 0.5, 0.2. So now we have medium size of the trees. Okay. So you see now we start to add the medium, and then you can turn this off and go back here to the smaller. So let's say this is not smaller, it's still medium, but it's a bit smaller. Okay, and start to paint it over.
Can
Okay,
you
so,
work in layers?
in landscape, no.
No. So you
No.
can't do like a big layer, medium
No.
layer, small layer.
No. No, I don't think you can add it. No, I don't think so. I never tried, but I don't think that we have the layers. But anyway, you see here, we have this, the medium size. So we create big, medium, small, and now we need to add the smaller one. It's gonna be the grass. Let's say we have a grass here. Okay, so if we go back to Megascan, and let's try to find the volume here. Okay, so yes, we have some nice assets here. So turn them on. And now we start to paint it, the smaller assets here. Okay, once you finish this, you can start to add some assets like rock. So we can go back to the Megascan and 3D assets. You can find the static mesh here, even this element. So let's say you need to create nice stone. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the biggest stone. Okay, but the first thing you have to add it here, it's the character. Character, it's very important to match the size. Okay, so never start without character. So just add the third person in place. So I don't know if we have one here, but yes, we have. So let's say I add this one to just match the size of the environment. Okay. So let's say I have this. Okay, now I need to create the medium size. So it's gonna be 70% smaller. And I just need to have it like this. Okay, and in the end, you can, if you need to move it on the same axis, you can simply press on this circle. From here, I can move these assets on the same axis. Okay, so now I start to paint the smaller details. So now you see we just have only one asset, but it feels like it's blending. Okay, it's faded out. So big, medium, small. You have to follow the same idea here in anywhere in your scenes. Okay, even if you have a rock. So let's say you have where the Megascan. Static. So let's say you have this rock here. Okay, so to create a nice matching here now, so you can simply say this is the big, okay, and Now the small, the medium. And here it's gonna be the smaller details until you reach the ground. So anyone gonna feel, okay, so we have a big here, medium, smaller, smaller, smaller until you reach the smaller one. So, and this is how the natural works. So anything in the natural, it's working like this. It's from the big to medium to small to smaller to just small, very smaller details. So if you are looking for to become an environmental artist, just use this tip. Believe me, you can create any environment, okay? Because I know many people, they had a problem, they doesn't know how to start to create environment. But with this step, it's gonna be much easier for you to understand at least the workflows that you have to follow. Okay, so don't start to add everything randomly. No, just be smart. Create big assets, medium, small, smaller, smaller, until you reach very smaller details. And after that, when you have a shot or any animation shot, the people, they will find, yes, this guy, he really care about very smaller details because you didn't miss it. But if you start randomly, you will miss a lot of things. Okay. So yeah, just use this this method. I think it's gonna be works very well with you. One more thing related to the lighting for the games. Okay, you know, in the course we always talk about the light related to the real life, and sometimes I give you some feedbacks and I tell you this light is really related to the real life, so from where this light comes from. But sometimes in games we add some spotlights or point light in the game that doesn't has really real light source. For example, if I show you here, okay, so in Assassin's Creed Mirage, this bazaar, I work in this bazaar, but we have too much yellow in this scene, and the top was closed, and the gate was too far to add any lights come through. But if you play AC Mirage, you will find some spots. It's really very weird spots. It just put it in the world, and it doesn't has real light source. Okay, but you can really use this in the games to just break the colors. So I know it's not make sense, but listen, we are not follow the rules all the time, because we are not working on the photorealism image. In the game, sometimes you have to be smart. Even if the place that you are working on is close and there is no light source come from, you have to create light source. Okay, don't care if the people, they gonna look up and they said, oh my god, from where this light comes. It's okay. The most important thing, the look and feel, because you see here, everything here is yellow, but with small touches of blue, you break the yellow and we add some color harmonies. Okay, so this is something you have to keep in mind, because we had junior lighter. I remember he add the lighting related to the real life. So, and when I asked him to add this source light, he said, okay, but from where this light come from? Okay, so I know this is something you have to care about, especially in games, because we use this a lot in any environment. Because sometimes you will receive environments that has no source lights come from outside, like there is no windows, there is no sunlights come from. So in this case, you have to figure out how you can add the light. And this fake light is just for the look and feel. Okay, so to just add touches. Okay, so this is something, yeah, I just want to show you this to keep in mind in lighting. And now it's time to create underwater scenes. Okay, so we don't need this anymore. Okay, so let's go back here. You remember in the first two sessions, we talked about the lighting in the real life and how the lighting works. Okay, underwater's lighting, it's something very difficult, but today you will be able to create any underwater scenes, believe me. Okay, because there is a small tips in Unreal Engine that will give you great underwater look and feel without even use my blueprint. So you don't need to use my blueprint. But the idea here, in a light in the real life, I teach you before, in a light in real life, when he hit any surface, there's some physics happen, like absorbing, scattering, bounced, or so on. In underwater, there is 3 physics happen when the light hit the surface. The first thing, it's scattering. That's mean when the light hit the water surface, the light start to scattering. That's why we start to see the caustics lights. The second thing, it's absorbing, which is the first important thing we have to learn in here. So what is the absorbing? So do you remember we said before the light, it's about the rays. We have 7 rays, okay? So any pure light, like the white light we saw in the real life, it comes like rays, okay? This rays, when he hit any surface, it starts to have some absorbing and bounced, okay? In the water surface, all the light start to absorbing very quickly. And then when you go to deep, like 10 meters, 20 meters, it's lost all the rays except the blue. Only the blue rays, it's still until to reach the bottom of the ocean or the deepest place. Okay, but
1,000 meters. That's 1,000 meters. That's
yes,
where it stops.
Yes, the stops.
So everything below 1,000 meters, light doesn't reach.
Dark, yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, and after 1,000, it's gonna be dark. So even the blue, it's gonna be absorb the lights. So let's say we have the blue lights here. So I just need to have this. Okay, so even the blue, after 1,000 meter, or I don't know, I think yes, 1,000 meter, the light start to lose the rays until to reach the black. Okay, that's why in the deep water or the deep ocean, we can't see anything. It's completely dark. Okay, so but before that, when the light start to hit the surface, we have these rays. Okay, if we go back here, the first 3 rays start to absorbing. It's red, orange, yellow. So in Unreal Engine, we have red, right? So let's try to take the red color. Okay, you see, we start to see this cyan lights. That's why in lakes, like in Orlando, let's try to find Orlando underwater, because I work in the project Ronaldo. Orlando. What the heck? Orlando. Yes, maybe this image. Okay, so you see the distance between the water surface and the bottom and the ground is too close. So that's why we still see some greenish and cyan color. Okay, that's mean you have to keep in mind when you work in any scenes that you, let's say you have a lakes or you have the place that's the water surface, it's very near from the ground, you can't add the blue color. Okay, and this is one of the secrets. So you, as we said before, when you work in photorealism, you have to respect the natural. Okay, so if we go back here, you will find this. You see, we just take the red and the green is still to 15 meters. We can't still see the green color. Okay, that's mean if you have the place like what I showed you now, and you add the light like this, is not gonna be correct. Okay, you might feel it looks nice, familiar for you, but related to the real life is not right. Okay, so just keep in mind, only blue can be done when you have 10 meter or 20 meter or under. Okay, so after 10 meters, after 20 meters, you can just keep the blue lights. Okay, so basically, as I said here, let's say we have the green and the blue. Now we don't have any red. So now we go more deep. So that's mean we have to take to absorb the green color. So let's see if we start to take the green color. You see now we start to go to this blue color. So everything in the real life related to the 3D. Okay. So that's it. So you can start go there and just add this color. That's all you need to create your environment underwater. So now how we can create underwater scene. Okay, so I'm gonna open.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, yeah, sure.
So let's say you're doing a scene from, in your shot, you can see the surface and you go, I don't know, 10
Yes.
meters maybe.
Yes.
So you do like a gradient where on the top you will have like almost full RGB, and then as you go down, you would have a gradient of lighting.
Yes. Yeah, sometimes we use this in fog. I will try to show you this how it works. But there is another tip. You can use the gradient textures to fake this. Okay, I used this before, but I will try to show you this thing. Let's try to find it. Where the maps here? What the heck? Oh, it is not this one. Don't need that version. Yes, we need to open this one. Okay, so this one tab, and the second tab is Caustics. Underwater, I don't know. No, it's not right. So if
you there.
Yes, yeah, yeah, CEU.
CAU.
Yes. So the second option in underwater that make your underwater scene looks natural, it's Caustics. Okay, the Caustics, it's a scattering of light on the underwater surface. So when you have any surface, as I said, as I told you, the water surface, it scatter all the light and created something is called Caustics. Okay, but listen, the Caustics only works in the place that near to the water surface. So that's mean if you are very deep also in the underwater, you can't add the Caustics. Even it looks nice for you, but it's not gonna be related to the real life. But you can use it for sure. And you even the color, you can change the color to get your mood. But if you are looking for to create photorealism, try to respect the real life natural. Okay, so how is the Caustics works? I will show you here in Unreal Engine. So I will not show you how to create the Caustics material, but simply there is a great plugins here. If we go to plugin and search for water, okay, you will find this water plugins for Unreal Engine. It's come with Unreal Engine. Once you enable, you have to restart. Okay, and when you start, you can simply where is here? Let me find. It's not there. I forgot where I have to find.
Tools?
Tools.
Karim, it's
Yes.
there only. The box and the plus mark tab. You just have to click on that tab. Just cancel out this. Just come
Sorry.
out of this. Just cancel
What?
out it. Just come out of this tool
Okay.
panel. Yeah, there is this box. No box plus.
Yes.
Just click and type water. Type water. Just start typing it. Water.
I start typing water.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah, yes, you're right.
That's it.
Thank you very much. Okay, so after you enable this, you have a couple of options here. So let's say I will add water body custom. Okay, I remember to water or maybe the lake. Yes, it works here, but yes, okay, should be nice. Okay, so it's create the water surface. Okay, here, but the idea to not use this water surface, I just need to go here, okay, and try to find the materials, and that's what we are looking for. Okay, so if we go back here and search for the caustics, we will find this caustics material. I edit on this caustics, but you will find the same caustics material. Okay, so why we gonna use this caustics material? Because simply when you have the direction light, I have this one, just drag it here. Okay, so I have the direction light now, and we're gonna go to light faction. Okay, you remember the light factions that we used for the light cookies? I will just drag and drop this here. Okay, so once I did this, you will find this caustics, but the caustics here is not correct. It's too small or too big, depending on the caustics material. But you can open the lock here and start to scale your caustics texture until to reach the resolution that you are looking for. So if we go underwater now, we can start to see the caustics effects. Okay, but I will show you how we can create this very professional. Okay, but yeah, caustics, there is many caustics. Anyway, when I will send it to you, the underwater plugins, you will able to use the caustics material, and you will find two type of caustics. Okay, so if I go back here, I do create another caustics which has very dark area because I need only the white rays, okay, to create a good rays. And the reason for this, if we go to here and let's add this one, okay, so just take a look on this effect and take a look on this effect. Okay, this one should be works on the place that near from the water surface, like in a pool or the lake like this. So you can use this kind of caustics. But if you go very deep, you can use this one. Okay, and one of the reason also I use this to have only scattering light around places. So like if I add fog, I will show you this now, but keep this now. Okay. And anyway, also this water surface, you see, it's very realistic. So you can use it for sure in underwater mode. Okay. So now let's open any what's called any maps. So I have sea turtle. Okay, so I have this one. Just need to back to classic here. Okay, so this environment I made by using my underwater. Okay, and also the plugins will come with the fish and all the dirts here. We'll try to cover all of this thing. Okay, so let's remove everything in place, and we have nothing now. Okay, even the spots, I don't need anything here. Not even the fishes, because we need to start from scratch. So let's say you have this beautiful underwater scenes and you need to start to create your scene. Okay, the first thing you have to do is about, if you gonna see the water surface, you need to add HDR light. Okay, so I will create HDR light, and let's say this 1500. Okay, and we can move it to south, no, not 2000, or it's okay, we can keep it for now because we will not see anything in the background. Okay, and then turn off the game setting. It's important to change the game setting. So now I need to change this background. So if you press here, you will find, or not, if we press on this one, I prefer to use this D lights. Okay, and also I have to go to the skylights and change it to cube map, and from here use the same one, because now it will create nice ambience, global ambience. You remember we use the same basics lights. We use the global ambience first. So now let's say I need the bounce of my lights. Let's say it's 5. Okay, 5 should be okay. All right. So now we have to create the lights. So add the direction lights. Okay, so let's say we have the direction light here. So what I'm gonna do, I will go back to use materials. You will find the same thing here. Okay, and I need to use this one. Okay, so as you can see here, we have only lights on this area. But just imagine if we use this. We will have some scattering lights come from the materials, and also some Caustics lights. Okay, so let's say I will keep this for now, and I will keep the light white. Okay, so now it's time to create the fog, but I think the light need to have more light intensity. So let's say 10. I think 10 should be, or maybe 7. Okay, so 7 should be okay. So now it's a big secret about the fog. Okay, so if we go here and search for fog, there is nothing happening here, right? But once I add this 2, it's black. But let's make this white. And now you remember we take off of the red. I need to take off this red and the green. So let's say we have a big distance now, okay? Right, so now we have this one. So let's create water surface to just make sure that we have enough distance. Okay, it doesn't visible now, but let's go back here. Okay, and also in the second here, we can add more fog and density. So let's say I will keep this as 1. Okay, and now I need to see the light on the above here. So if we go here in scattering, you will find something is called in scattering color cube map. So if we add this now, oh, because it's too near. Okay, so we'll not use this. So let's keep it for now like this. Okay, so now if you look at here, do you remember the start distance? In any underwaters, always the nearest assets near to the camera, you can see them without any fog. So sometimes you can see it's fully foggy, or sometimes you can see the distance, some distance between the near assets from the camera and the far assets here. Okay, so now the scene, it looks very weird, right? So let's turn on the volumetric, okay, and go back to direction light here. And we'll add this one. And from the light also, I will take off this light to just have some blue. Okay. And from here, we can start to change the distance for the fog. And also, let's say I need to add this one. But direction light, it looks very weird. So let's try to move it like this. Okay, to the top here. Okay, so now we have this. So I will try to change the scattering, this option. Why? Because in the top surface, we should have to see some plume effect on the top. So if you look at the light now, it looks too flat. But if we move this now, we can start to see this plume effect on the water surface. Okay, so now the light, it looks more natural, okay, related to the light scattering on the underwater. Okay, but I don't know why this doesn't affect on the fog, but we'll figure out now. Okay, so let's say we have this distance. I just need to make sure from something. Okay, so let's say now we have this underwater scene, but it doesn't look like what we are looking for. So I will try to go back here and let's try to add 3. Now we have some dark area. Okay, So from here, we can go to post-processing and infinity. Okay. We don't need anything here. We will not use the local exposure, even the local exposure, but I need to turn on this one, okay, to get some dark spot area. And from here, the contrast has to change. And the temperature here also, we're gonna change the temperature a bit and get something like this. So now you see, we start to see something like an underwater, but it seems like it's too dark, is not similar like what we are looking for. So I don't know if I add, let's say 50, or even we can change this. Maybe the water surface can be visible or not. Yes, the water surface now it works. So I just changed the cube map here. So you see now we start to see the water surface. Okay, only the first cube map, but the second one, I keep it as is.
Is that because of the clouds? Because
Yes.
the first one didn't have any
And the
clouds.
water surface, because the water surface has refraction, but because if we turn off this one, you see now it's reflected too much, but now we have some balance in the underwater. You see, we don't do anything. We start to see it's something like the underwater, but for sure this is not what we are looking for. Okay, so let's try to change this one. So I will go back here to direction, and I will try to move to this one to get more light scattering. Okay, so now we can see some bounced light or rim light in the place. Okay. So let's say I will make the color greenish and go back to the fog. So all we have to change it's from the fog and the light. Okay. Now we need to keep the distance. Need to keep this one. Okay, but yes, that one should be perfect. Yes, that's what we are looking for. So the view distance. So the view distance now it should be works. You see now we have bright, and then in the bottom here it should be dark. Okay, so but if we go back here, it's all the distance gonna be has the same color. But with the distance now we can really feel that's bright and then darker, 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 then until we reach this area. Okay, so the bloom effect here, it looks too much. Okay, so I will try to just has some less lighting. Okay, so let's say we have this one, and now we can really see the distance of the water. Okay, also here in the fog high, we can control of this fog. You see this area? This is the fog distance. So let's say I need to see some water surface. So from here you can simply just do this. So now we have this lights. Okay, so now we have the basics lights mode. If we move around now, we can really see this light. So now it's time to use some fake lights. Let's say I'm gonna use this light. Okay, with the big distance here. but make sure you turn off the fog. We don't need any volumetric. And I will go back here and use this one, the darker one. Okay. And just move this up, and we can change the radius. Okay. So now you see we have some scattering between the sunlight and the scattering overall from the water surface. So by using this, if we just keep the distance too big, and now let's change the size. So I need to have smaller size. So with this one, it's gonna be related to this water surface. Now we can really start to feel the water, the underwater look and feel. Okay, so if we go back here to this one, because we don't have too much distance, the blue is too much, so I will keep it 0.2. So just take a look between this and this one, because blue, it's very deep. So in deep water, we can't see the water surface. Okay, so now I will try to go to HDRI again, and I will see if I bring this down or bring this up. I just need to see what's better for me. Okay, and now I'm gonna turn off this lighting and go back to post-processing. And from exposure, manual exposure. And from here, I will start to change my exposure until I reach the modes that I am looking for. You see now, you can start to feel this mode. So now if you move the fog, even the fog, it's gonna move with you. So like in real life, because in underwater, if you dive, you can't see after 1 meter. So that's mean all this area should be has very foggy effect. So you can go back here to the fog. Okay, and the distance you can control of the distance. Or even you can add, let's say 3, 4, it depends on if you have very deep water. But let's say I need to see some assets in the far here. And also if you can, you can add more lights, foggy lights here by using immersive. I'm always using immersive to just get this kind of effect. Okay, so now the scene, it looks nice. We have dark area and we have bright area here in the top. So it should looks okay for now, right? But now we have to talk about the visibility in underwater. There is no visibility, clear visibility in underwater. You can't even see if the water is too clean. You can't see the scene clean like this. Okay, so in this case, you have to add some blur effect to just make the visibility blurry. Okay, so how you can do this? This is a secret. Okay, so if we go here to post-processing, if I ask you to add blur in Unreal Engine, usually you will change the depth of field. Okay, but actually not. In post-processing, we can use the bloom. The bloom we are using to create, you do remember, to create this fog effect, but in underwater, it's different. So I will turn on this setting and I will change from standard to this one. And from here, let's add 10. Okay, so I will keep this 10. And now we can add more blur effects. So I just need to to show you this guy. Okay, so just take a look the difference between this one and this one. What do you think? Which one is more realistic?
Second one.
Second
This
one.
This one.
Is right.
The existing one.
So it's just small details, but can make difference. Okay, so the blur effect underwater, it's very, very important to blend the colors and the assets together, and also to give you pure view in underwater. So never keep the lights clear like this. Never, never. Okay, so usually I use 2.1. Okay. Yeah, 2.1, it should be okay, or you can add more if you wish. So now we have this clear vision, okay? So do you remember yesterday when we talked about the post-processing material? Okay, there is also something in for underwater. You will find also here in my blueprint. So let's go back to material. Okay, and we need to create the waves effect for the screen. Something is called screen wave effect. Okay, so we create the material here, and then let's search for wave. So we will find something is called M screen wave. So drag and drop here. It's a very small effect, but if we take a look here, you see we have these waves. I don't know if you can see or not, but we have these small waves because in underwater also the visibility is not clear, so you need to see some waves effect. Okay, so once you finish your scene like this, okay, so this asset is too dark, so I will try to look at the skylight, and let's try to change. Maybe we can find something more interesting here. Okay, to has more light, bounced light. Okay, so I'm not sure, but just give it a try. So this one is not that bad because we can see some yellow assets here. Okay, because the light. Oh, also one more thing, guys. Sorry. So if we select the HDRI, you see here the sunlight. It's come from there. So you need to move it here and make sure your direction light has the same direction. So now it's gonna be looks like the real light. We can even see some this reflection effect. Okay, so now we can change the color of these assets. It's too what's called. It was too bright, so let's move it to yellowish. Okay, and from the direction lights, we can now add more light intensity. And let's change this one. We'll have something like this. So now we have a big effect, big bloom effect on the top. And now we can reach this.
Okay. Do you ever touch saturation?
No, not yet.
No?
No. I don't touch any saturation yet.
Generally, I'm asking in underwater.
In underwater, no, I'm new. Normally, I use the temperature, not saturation. So the temperature.
But there's no loss of saturation or loss of
No,
color.
no, not loss of saturation. No, I never use this. but usually I use the temperature to just tweak the light, the temperature. So if I am near from the surface, I will try to keep has some yellow, or if I am very deep, I can keep it completely blue like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's go back here. We have some yellow and the exposure. Now let's try to add more contrast. The contrast is very important. That's why I'm using curves on the materials. So if I go back here, Z1, and you remember the material texture, LUT. Also, you will find LUT textures here. So here I have LUT. So this one, let's try to use this one. So we'll turn on this. So you see, I just add a couple of LUT. So now by using this one, I can have some nice curves. So let's say it's 0.5, and from the contrast, I can get this note. Okay, so now you can start to change your color mode. So it's gonna be more greenish like this from the gain. If you are near from the water surface, or you are has too deep in the water surface, so you can move this light. You see, it's like Avatar. If I open the Avatar movie, you will find the same effect now. So let's try to find the Avatar. Avatar, the way of water. You see here, he can see some greenish and blue because it's near from the water surface. But yes, that's what I'm looking for. Take a look on this effect. And let's go back here. So now we have too much contrast. So basically we can go to fog. And if we go back here, we can get this less foggy. And also post-processing, we look for the highlights. So we can just get this down. You see this too bright, this has low. Okay, and for the caustics, if we go back to the direction, we can add more caustics. So let's say, oh no, that's too much. Okay, so we can go back to fog. So now we have this nice effect. Okay, so the fog here, it looks, yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for, but the highlights now need to change. So post-processing, I know it's something complicated. We move from the fog to direction, but that's a way to create the underwater. You have to always keep in mind you're gonna update every time. Okay, so if we go back to the fog, I don't know why we have this effect. It's very weird. I think it comes from the maybe lens. Lens. Ah, it's boom. Weird. We shouldn't have this one. But it's not that bad. So if we go back here to fog, and let's say I will add more light. So yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. This is exactly the same effect on avatar. If we go back here, boom, you see? It's the same. So we have a nice Caustics. And listen, avatars are using different software and they're using different layers. So here the light, it's greenish because it's near from the water surface. So let's do the same. So we can add more greenish. So if we check this, and that one should be similar. So now welcome to underwater scene. So if we go back to post-processing and start to change the exposure, you see we can control the highlights. So now I have more nice color. In gamma also sometimes I add some gamma to just have this. You see the difference between these two blue. Now we have some nice green effects. Okay, in shadow also. We can see this here. Doesn't affect too much. So now let's add more. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So this one, it's more natural than these two blue. You see now we try to just bring the blue down. So this color is natural and it's close to the real life. Okay, so we have this one. And one more thing, we can go back to direction lights. And if I open this one, let's try to add this. Oh no, this one. No, I think that's okay. Maybe yes, something like this should be fine. So now we have nice God rays. So you see, I'm the top. Look at the bottom. You see the bottom now. When we get close, we can see. Okay. There is another tip I'm always using in underwater, which is you can add some lamp or flashlights. Okay. And the flashlight, it's completely changed the scene. Okay, and guys, listen, we don't add any fish, we don't add any dirt to get the real mood in underwater. But before I add the light, just want to give you this one. So let's open the VFX and add fish, and I have this slow. Just one small touch, it can bring more life to your scene. So now, welcome to the underwater scene. So I have this fish fast. It's all included in my blueprint, guys, so you can simply use it. So now you see we have a pure underwater scene, and also the corals. Also, you will find the corals in it comes with my blueprints. Okay. Also, we have some dirts. We can add some dirts here. In underwater, the water is not clear, so we should see some dirts effect move around. Okay. So now let's add the spotlight. Oops, I need to add my spotlight here. Okay, and do you remember when we create the what's called the light cookies for the flashlights? Okay, I will try to find the materials here. I'm not sure if I have the material here or not, but anyway, we can use the IES. So I just need to check this one. Or you know what? We already have the textures. So if I go here to the textures, I'm sure I can find the materials that I'm looking for. So yes, I have it here. So this one has what? Okay, that's perfect. I have this material. So let's add this material here now. Okay, and let's try to add more intensity. Okay. And the radius should be not too big. Okay. So any diver has to have the flashlights, which can start to see the assets. Okay. So normally I just create camera. Okay. And from the camera, don't forget to change this to 4.2. Okay. I will try to keep the camera in the same place like here. Okay. So now I will go to spotlights that I just created. Okay, this spotlight, and put it as movable, and then I will attach it to the camera. Okay, so now once you have this and start to move the camera, the spotlight will follow you. Boom. Welcome to very realistic underwater scene. So you see, even the dirt can be effect on the scene. So it's the same thing it's happened in the real life. So now I have my spots, I move around, I can, oh my God, I have a shipwreck here. I have nice, you see, I have some nice corals here. So that's also way you can create your portfolio. So you can create a scene like this and just move the camera. Okay, and last thing here, when you create the camera movement, always use the camera shake. Okay, so let's say we have the scene here. Okay. Have you ever expected that you can create underwater scene like this? Okay. And guys, listen, I didn't use any reference or didn't check any reference. I just created from my mind. So when you have the reference, it's going to be much easier for you. So always use the reference. Okay. So let's say we have a nice camera and we need to create nice movement. Okay. So I will create new level here. Okay. And from track, use the camera. Oops. Okay, and from here, second, and we just need to have 20 and give time because in underwater you move too slowly. Okay, so I will create movement, just basic movement. So let's say from here to there. Okay, so now we can check this movement. All right. So that looks okay, but it's too static. In underwater, there is no one can move on the track. Okay, so if we go back here, do you remember how to use the camera shake? If we go back here and search for camera shake, also in my blueprint, I add a couple of camera shake. Okay, so let's say I have this deep water. You see this movement, the body has to move in underwater. So it's not static anymore. So the cameras move like this. So that's bring more life. Boom, we create underwater scene. That's all you need to learn how to create underwater scene. So color, it's very important to give you this realistic. Okay, the focal distance also part of this. So you can simply move from the top to bottom here. You can switch around. You see 360. Now, however, if I move my camera, I can really see this feeling. Okay, so you see this contrasts. If you ever diving before or not, but I do some free diving. So you will find the same feeling here. And listen, this the ground has no acids. So if I bring more acids, it's gonna be looks more natural. So let's find this now. And also all the corals included in my blueprint, you can simply go here and where there is corals, okay? So if we open this and search for static, you have bunch of them. Okay, so let's say I need to use this one. Just scale. You see, then we can simply create this nice corals effect. Okay, so if we go back here, if you ever got this, just go to window and load default. Okay, so let's go back here. And also, guys, for the fish, so let's say you have this goldfish, okay, but you need to change the goldfish to another fish, okay? So you can simply go to fish here, where FX fish meshes. So now you can select any type of fish. So let's say I need to change the goldfish to another fish. So now you can find this, and also you have the scale. So let's say the scale, it's too much, so I can say it's 0.5. okay, and also you can control the fish, so I need less fish, 50, and the radius, let's say I need to have big radius. Also the speed, so you can move them too fast or too slow. Okay, you can move the direction. You can make them move in groups. Okay, this is called school of fish. So you see now they're gonna move in groups, but if you keep them 0, they will move randomly. Okay, also in the blueprint you have some animation assets, like where there is animals, see animals. Okay, so you have sea turtles. Okay, so you can simply but I don't like this fish, so it may change to this one, maybe. Or Talipia. And the distance also, you can change the distance. Distance, that's mean the travel distance. So they're gonna move to place too far. But let's keep them in the back. Some distance. Okay, but yes, anyway. And guys, listen, you can use some fake light. I'm always use some fake light to highlight some areas. So let's say this area is too dark, I need to add some lights. So you can add some spotlights around to just get more light in the scene. Okay, so hey turtle, and this is all animation, so animated. So if you add it to your levels, so if we have this level, so I just need to move this here. Okay, so you can simply drag and drop here, and from the animation just add this here, and from here you can extend it. So now let's say I'm gonna do animation. So from this point, welcome to underwater. See, so you can move them around. So that's why I will give you access to the underwater. Okay, after the session, I will send you all the access that you can. Oh, sorry, it's in Google Drive. So you will receive the Google Drive link. You can download it and enjoy the project. You will find bunch of the maps. So here I have about 10 maps or more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16 maps. So you can use the 16 maps. It's ready. Okay, so I love this one, so I can save it for now. Sea turtles test. Okay, so let's say you can, oops, okay, anyway, I will open the main one. You can play, you can use my blueprint, or you can, for me, if you're gonna work on your portfolio, just create very simple fog like what we did today. Don't use my blueprint, but you can use the environment itself. So you see here, you will have all this maps. So you have this, you have that one also. You can use any one of them. So this one also, it's good for practice. You can simply use it, or you can create your own environment. You have a lot of assets, just drag it and drop and scale it. And after that, you will be able to use this one. Let me see. I love this scene also. It's very simple scene. Just water surface and Caustics material, and that's it. You can get this mode. So okay, and I have an aquarium here also. Okay, if you look at this one, I just want to show you something here. Okay, you know what does make the aquarium looks like the real life here? I don't know if you remember this or not, but just take a look. Where is the camera? What you see? The camera is too far to just get this mode. I put the camera too far because I need to have this out of focus distance to get this clear aquarium mode. You remember the when we talk about the camera?
Yeah. The
Depth
focal
of
length.
field.
Focal length.
Yes, depth of field, exactly. So you see, I create this scene. It's a very, very simple scene, but it's like a layers. I just create some layers, and at the camera, boom, now we have this aquarium mode. So this is something also we can use it. So what we learned today, it's ready for the cinematic only, okay? But if you are looking for to have underwater scene for the games, there's another way, okay? If I open this one, I just need to show you this very quickly, okay? So let's create this, and let's make a hole here. I don't need this. Okay, so let's say I have the hole. So if I drag and drop the scalar one, so I create another version of my underwater, but this one is ready for the games. Why? Because simply you will able to move from the bottom to the top without having any fog effect here. The idea here, I didn't use any fog because exponential fog is too expensive in games. So we can't use the fog distance or anything that we learned today. But you can simply use something else. It's called post-processing water materials also. So I just need to show you the materials. Where's here? Post-processing material. So it's a very simple material, and I just need you to take a look. It's a very simple setting, but you can copy or you can use the same setting here. Okay, so this setting I created to fake the fog that we use it in the fog elements. Okay, without use any fog. In this scene now, we have no fog exponential. It's exponential fog. It's all materials. But from here, we can simply change the fog distance, like what we have, the color, okay? The fog distance range also, the opacity, you can add more opacity or opacity range, okay? For sure, it's not gonna be perfect for the underwater scenes, but for the games, it should perfect. It should work very well, okay? Because in the games, for sure you can get the cinematics, okay? So if you're gonna work in the cinematic shots, so use the ideas that we learned today. It's basic exponential fog, and you can use it. But let's say you have what's called VR projects. I worked before on the big project. It was in Orlando Airport, and it was interactive screen. It was very big screen. So to use this to fake the underwater lights, we use this material. Okay, this is not expensive. So if we take a look here, it's running with 60 frame. Even if you add anything, but with exponential fog, you can use it in games. So you can just take a look after you receive the blueprint, open the fog elements here, and you can simply drag and drop in water in post-processing, and just add it in water, post-processing water material.
So
Material.
Can you use this for like normal fog? Like to mimic like fog not in underwater, right?
Yes,
so
sure. Yeah, you can use it as a local fog if you want. This works only this working also in the above water. So you can use it for the games to fake the fog.
So let's say I have a sun and sky, like a custom sun and sky with an exponential fog. I can just replace that.
Yeah, sure.
With the post-process material, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can use it. So let's say I have this fog. Okay, so we have this fog. You can use it, but there is another way to use the local fog. There is some local fog materials that you can use it from the particles, but this one I just made it for the underwater. But for sure you can create fog post-processing material for the fog. If you go here and let's find post-processing Unreal fog material, you will find a tutorial here that you can create the fog.
Nice.
Yeah. So there is many. There is, oh, but you will find many tutorials that you can use this. This the particles. This one has the particles, but for sure you can use it. Okay.
Yeah, particles is good for like specific areas.
Specific area, yes.
But if you want like global fog,
yeah, you can use it. You can use it because here I have the scalar mode here that I can use it. So
nice.
You see here. Okay. So you can, for sure, you can use this. Okay.
Will this run in VR?
Yeah, you can use this in VR. Absolutely.
Can we achieve the same result without using lumen? Because right now lumen is on.
Yeah, we don't care about the lumen now, so it doesn't mirror for the lumen. So let's turn off the lumen. Lumen is not exists anymore here, so it doesn't mirror. So, but this one we have some caustics, we have the light, we have everything, so you can use it. Okay, and the idea for this one, I create another one for the scalar. Guys, you don't know how much I suffer with this underwater, because I also create a new materials, just materials, to fake the water if you have aquarium. So let's say I just need to show you this here. I don't know if I submitted or not. But do I have aquarium? I think not this this map. Yeah, not this map, because I have two maps. This doesn't have any aquarium, not even this. But do I add? No. Maybe in my website, or maybe in YouTube. I think I already submitted some on YouTube. So let's go here, videos. Yes. So you see all this effect here. It's material, it's not post-processing material, it's material. So I created also material to fake the fog effect in underwater. So you will find also this material. So if we go here, all the effects that you can see here now, it's material, just material, put it on plane, and this plane, it's gonna be fake the fog effect. So because you see here, you see the light here, it looks fake or bad, but once we get in with the material here on the glass, that we can fake the fog. It was something very difficult to think about, because in Unreal Engine you can't invert the post-processing, because post-processing materials only work when you get inside post-processing. So let's say you don't add infinity space, so the post-processing material would only affect when you get in this square for the post-processing. But if I am outside of post-processing, how I can see this fog? So that's why I faked the fog, this fog effect on the materials for the planes. So I have the glass, I have the layers of glass, and I have another layers for the fog. So that's how I fake this effect. So you see here, this only materials. So you can control opacity, alpha, depth. This is the depths that you are looking for, so to create the depths between the top and the bottom.
So you're using curves?
Yes. I add gradients, not curves, but you see this gradient.
I mean, yeah, to me, a gradient is almost like a curve, right?
Yes, a curve, yeah. So the gradient, to just fake this effect, I need to make it bright from the top and then the bottom to be dark. So
And I'm assuming all these materials are transparent?
this material, yes, it's transparent, yeah. This has transparent for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's a major issue on mobile, obviously. Transparency, any material.
Yeah,
Transparency is super expensive.
Absolutely. There is nothing can you add in mobile. So
no.
Even the reflection.
Well, VR, if I'm talking like Oculus or that's
Uh-huh.
to me it's considered mobile, right?
Yes. Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, I made this more for the cinematic, to be honest.
Yeah.
So in the VR, you know what you can do? You can export videos and then add this video as a materials on the projections. So let's say you have an aquarium and you need to see the
Caustics or
yes, the Caustics. So you can simply just export the video and then add this video inside Unreal Engine as a material, and that's it. So it should be works. So there is there is many ways to have this option. So
Yeah, but this is super cool.
thank you. So yeah, anyway, you will have access to try everything. You will find two files. So underwater version 3 and also the aquarium packs. It's different versions, so you can open in one of them, or you can even migrate all of them in one project. And then you
And
can
5.2, right?
yes, 5.2 above. Okay. So yeah, I have some reference here, but listen, you can reach this for sure after you see what we did today. That's everything we have to learn related to the light. The last thing in this image, I might notice this or not, but let's say you have a scene that has too much candles in the scene, okay, or has a scene has too much lanterns, like in Assassin's Creed Mirage in the first scene. I am not sure if we can get this or not, but PC Mirage gameplay. So let's start part 1. Okay, it's something important to you have to think about, because when we learn it how to create a blueprint, I told you you have to attach light inside, okay? But with bunch of candles, you can't do this. So it's here. No, I remember it's before he cut his finger. So it's not there.
No spoilers, please.
Yeah, it should be after the training. Should be after the training, right? Or yeah, it's part 2. So I just want to show something very quickly, because this scene also I worked on.
Did you do the main menu as well?
No, this is many minutes concepts, but till the end I finished about 70% of the cinematic. I already shared my cinematic.
Yeah.
Yes, this one also. In the gameplay, I worked in Bazaar, full dressing for the lighting, and cave also. You see here we have many lights, many candles light here, but all of this candle just has only one light. Okay, so it's the same thing I did here. So I have candles here, I have candles here. So remove all the lights in the candles and just add one point lights that will give you this illumination. Okay, so this is for games. So
You
here
mean one light per
for the groups.
group? Okay.
Yeah, for the groups. So because you can't add many lights in the scene, so here this
It's
area
one.
has two lights, one GI light and one dynamic light. Also, this groups has the same thing. So if we go into the cave, you see here this slide. That's what I was talking about. So this cave is closed because there is no lights come from, but we add this spotlight to just have this spotlights come on the top. Okay.
The rim light.
Yeah. In the cinematic, yeah, sometimes we use rim lights, sometimes not. But after I checked I had some light there, but they decided to disable for the game performance. But there was light here in the face here and also here. But because we had too much light and because we had one big spotlight, so it was too much. Because you know what, in the engine, we have the channels, but it's a different way. So each character, we can assign the lights, or if they are together, they close together, we can put one or two lights to the same character. So let's say I have two characters here, I can put only one spotlight, and this spotlight is gonna affect on only these two characters.
Depend on how close they are to one another.
Yes, exactly, and depend on how many people in your place. But in the end, because we have was big spotlight on the top to fake the shadows here, we just add two lights, one here and one there.
Wait, but the cinematics isn't not like usually pre-rendered?
No, not all the cinematics. There is some cinematics in the beginning of the games, so this is
Right.
pre-rendered. But the cinematic
Gotcha.
in the games that you can, if you press a circle, you can skip. That means it's in game itself.
In the
So any
engine, in
cinematic,
real time. Yeah.
yes, any cinematic you can skip it and keep watching the conversation. That's mean it's in game. But any cinematics that you can feel like it's a movie, just movie, that's mean it's a pre-rendering. And that thing here, no, it was, yeah, I think, yes, yeah. For example, oh, I can, okay, just wait. This one is pre-rendering, and you will, I think you will feel the quality, you know, because some quality you can really get from the games. So.
No. So the approach in-game cinematics,
Yeah.
you obviously want to consider optimization and everything, but is there leeway that you can add maybe additional lights that you wouldn't have, or you just
Yeah, sure. In
treat it?
the cinematic, we have availability to add up to 6 lights overlapping in the cinematics.
Right. Which in regular gameplay you don't.
Yes, in the regular gameplay you can't. Because why? Because in cinematic I have an options. For example, in the engine, I can disable some lights. So let's say in the gameplay, I have light behind, but this light doesn't visible from the camera. And this one more thing, it's great to tell you. Just keep any lights on that camera can see it. So let's say you have a cinematic and now I am front of this camera, okay? And in behind me, I have 3 light source. So this light source, if you didn't see it, you can just disable in this sequence. And if you switch the camera to the other side, you can turn them on. So
you
never
kind of
keep all
balance.
the light on. Exactly.
Yeah.
So never keep all the light on. So keep the light on, only the light that can camera see it. Okay, but any light behind the camera, just turn it off. Even if you have space for the performance, just do the same. So this cinematic, oh my god, we have too much ads here. So anyway, so that's everything, guys. I just want to know your feedback about this course. How far you learn it? Do you feel did you miss something, or you learned everything you need? So it's get your expectation or not. For me, I swear I gave you everything I learned in my life. I didn't hide any secret. I tried to give you everything. Also, I am planning, I will not promise, but I am planning from time to time to create, let's say I have environment and I'm decided to create lighting. So I am gonna record this video and I will add to the course as additional lessons. So you can just watch it how I can create this slide, for example, you can find more lessons after the course is finished. Because as I said, this course, it will be available forever. So whenever you have time, you can watch it or you go back to watch it. But yeah, in the future, anything I learn, I'm gonna learn new. I will try to create a video and I will let you know, guys, there is a new video, you can check this out. So you might get some idea. So it's good to have some updates. Okay. So yeah, that's it. The certificate, you will receive it after the final project. I will pack everything today, and after the session, I will send all of you the access to the underwater that you can start to practice. For the final project, I will ask you to create 3 types of environment. So one for the exterior, like what we did yesterday, like the photorealism, and one for the interior, and one for the underwater. So take your time, there is no rush. Whenever you finish, just let me know. And as I said, it's not a final project, it's just something to give you my feedback to make sure that you understand everything you learn. Okay, so but for sure it's mandatory for me to just make sure that you learn everything. Okay, so take your time, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it's up to you. Whenever you finish any scene, just send it to me and I will give you my feedback. Okay, that's great.
We
So
will
yeah,
share it on Discord as usual, right?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And that will keep to be there like forever. Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
sure. It's up to you. So if you want to get out from the Discord,
if you change your mind and you want to have another class next weekend, no problem.
It's my pleasure for sure. But as I told you, my wife, she's pregnant and she's gonna give birth very soon. So I'm gonna so busy with her. So
by the way, do you have in your mind to have like other courses? Like, I don't know, are you thinking of some further specializations? Like, for instance, I see there are some courses on, I don't know, specific aspects like cars or emotions or something like that. Are you thinking like to have something more related to lighting like this that is live?
To teach Unreal Engine, but Unreal Engine is big responsibility because it's too big and it needs too much time, to be honest. So I'm not sure if I can really teach Unreal Engine or not. I had Arabic course, I made it before, but for the advanced to teach Unreal Engine, it's gonna be hard for me. So I don't think so. I just focus now on the lighting. So I might have another session maybe in beginning of January. It's the same thing. We'll learn it. It's gonna be online also. So I will put 2 options. So maybe some people, they prefer to have offline offline courses, or some people, they would prefer to have workshop like we have now. So I will see. But if anything, if I'm planning to create any new courses, I will let you know for sure. So don't worry. And guys, don't hesitate. If you have any question, just let me know anytime. So it's not over. I am happy to have friends like you. I'm really happy to having you guys. So we'll keep touching. And if anything, just let me know and I will try to help you. Don't worry about this. Okay. So I will miss you all, guys. Thank you. Thanks for your attention. I wish you see you personally. If I normally, I think in maybe it's next spring, I will come to Toronto, so I might meet you, Nemi. So yeah, I came to Toronto many times.
You're welcome. You're welcome here anytime.
Thank you very much. So yeah, and Muhammad also, I might come to France, but I'm not sure now.
Anytime.
So yeah, after the bid bugs, I might come. So yes, guys, and I wish you meet all. And Matthew, you are in Italy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming the summer. For sure, I'm coming the summer.
Really? Ah, okay, perfect.
Yeah, I will come first. I will go first to Spain, and then I planning to come to Italy.
Great. Great idea.
So, yeah, I might see you there.
Maybe plan to go to North Macedonia as well.
I don't know where it is,
No, I'm
but
joking. I'm joking.
yeah, absolutely. No, because for me, I'm planning to visit many places in Europe. next summer. So I will take months off and I will just try to make a trip.
With the new baby, that's gonna be hard, man.
She's gonna be okay. I know, but I have 2 kids already, so
Right, okay, yeah, yeah.
2 or
This is
3rd.
your third?
Yeah, this is my 3rd.
Oh, okay, great.
But she's a girl, so I am happy because I have 2 boys.
Ah, okay, the third is a girl.
Yeah, the 3rd is
Happy,
girl,
happy
so
for
I'm
you. Yeah,
super
happy for
happy.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
happy for you.
Thank you very much. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's discuss this next year. So,
Yeah,
It was
but-
nice to meet you all, by the way.
Yeah, if you're planning a trip, yeah, around Europe, as you said, just contact each one of us. Like,
absolutely, we do. It's my pleasure to meet you guys.
yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, and keep in touch. And once the bug fixed in my website, I will let you know, and then you can be able to watch the videos anytime. Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Thank you so much.
And see you guys soon.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Bye.
Thank you
Take
very
care,
much.
Very
everyone.
much, guys.
Take care. Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.